Hey everyone, it's Dave again. This is a review of the Joye eGo-T tank system that just came out. I ordered this a few days ago from signot.com and I could not be any more happier with this product than what I am. Basically, I want to describe to you the differences between the two systems. First, you have the eGo battery, which is the same and always will be. Of course, two versions of it. The big one and the smaller one. And with the regular Joye, with the regular eGo system, you have the battery, the cone that goes on it, the atomizer that goes inside, and the cartridge that goes on top of that. So this is basically your setup for the standard Joye eGo product. The tank system, however, only has two pieces. The first piece is the tank, of course, and the atomizer / cone, which is the same thing basically as your atomizer and your cone for the battery. Screw this little bad boy on there, and there you go. Now you take your tank and you stick it in there and you're good to go. And that's it. Now, let me break down these pieces for you. Like I said, the atomizer, as you can probably see in there a little bit, you can see this silver reflective surface, and inside of there is a kind of like a needle, okay? That needle will puncture the end of this tank and allow the juice that's inside to flow down inside and hit the atomizer and give you good vapor. On the sides of this tank, if you look closely, you can see that there are ridges, okay, kind of like an indention, alright, nice rectangular indentions, where you will actually inhale through these little holes in the sides. Okay, now that's going to be important a little later, and I'll describe that. Okay. When I first got the when I first got the eGo-T, I bought 2 atomizers and 5 cartridges, which was very cheap on signot.com. And if you do order from there, expect superior customer service. They are excellent. I recommend that you order your products from them. You'll get genuine Joye products, and they back up whatever they sell. So, and their customer service is just impeccable. Now, when I first got the atomizer / cone, the manufacturer puts a like a coating on the actual atomizer element inside that heats up. And, well, let me put it this way. When you first start smoking this thing, it tastes like vomit, okay? But let me describe to you how you can kind of get rid of that taste as fast as possible, because it will taste like vomit, okay? When you get the atomizer shipped to you, it will come like this, with an empty cartridge that you could put a tea bag mod inside of there. Of course, you'd have to double up the tea bag mod because this thing is pretty big. But basically, you can throw that away for use with the tank. What I did is I filled up my tank with regular VG juice, okay? Nothing added, no nicotine, no flavoring, no nothing. I stuck it in there, and I vaped and vaped and vaped and vaped and vaped that entire tank all the way down to where it was empty. And then I was kind of close to getting rid of the nasty taste that comes in with it, but I basically stuck in my regular tank that had I vape menthol, and so I put my regular tank of nicotine menthol in there, and it took a little while for the nasty taste to go away. Now, you're probably going to be put off right away with this taste, but just keep at it, just keep going, and believe me, it will go away and it'll be a lot better. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, when I get it, I'll just you know, throw it in some hot water and clean it and I'll be good to go. Well, I tried that, and one of the atomizers, like I said, I bought two. One of the atomizers I threw in hot water to clean it right away. Boom, right out of the package. Threw it in hot water for about 10 minutes. Took it out, let it dry for 12 hours, and the nasty taste did not go away. It was still there. I still had to run some juice through it and you know, just let that stuff naturally burn off. Now, when you get this tank, and I'll open a brand new one here for you to show you. It's going to come with this little rubber end, okay, and you can pop that off. And this is kind of the best part about this is you'll see that this hole in here, and immediately you'll be thinking, well, how does that thing not leak? Because it's got a little diaphragm in there that when it gets punctured, it will allow the needle to go through so the juice can flow down. But this thing seals itself up very well, actually, and it doesn't leak when you don't have a rubber thing on it, okay? And I mean, you can tap this thing away, and as you can see, there's no juice coming out of it. It's not going to fly out or anything like that. Now, it may leak a little bit if you use a very thin e-juice, like a PG blend e-juice. It may leak a little in your hand, that is. So you'll want to have the rubber thing with you so that you can just kind of keep that from leaking all in your kit. When you first get it, you'll notice that it has a little cap on the end of it. This cap is very hard to take off, but you just stick your fingernail under there and it'll pop right off, okay? And you have this little cap that pops right off, okay? Set that aside, take your juice, fill it up, put the cap back on, and you'll notice that the cap is not perfectly round. You have to match it up to the grooves on the tank, and you snap it down nice and tight and make sure it's on there tight. Case in point with these tanks, you'll notice that the end here is a flat tip. It's not the round tip that you see a lot of times. This is the regular flat tip tank. Don't bite this, because if you bite it, there's two pieces in here that will pop out in your mouth, and that's no good. So don't bite it. From the weight, with these regular cartridges on the old 510s, I could bite it and hold it in my mouth, and I didn't have to worry too much about the thing popping out. But this is quite the opposite, so don't bite it to keep it in your mouth. Just hold on to it. Like I said, you'll notice that there's grooves, okay, when you get your tank. It's not completely round, okay, and you'll see these grooves in there. When you look inside of your atomizer, you'll also see that it's not perfectly round. It's actually has some open parts in that, okay? Now, I've noticed that for the best vape session that I can get out of this thing, for the best vapor, is I match these grooves up to the holes or the air spaces inside this cartridge or inside this atomizer. So I basically look at it, and I put them in and match it, okay? Now, when you first put these things in, they are very hard to snap in, okay? And it's going to take a little bit of pop to get that in, but make sure it seats good, okay? Push it down nice and hard until it pops into place. That basically starts the flow of the juice onto the atomizer. And they're kind of hard to get off too, so you don't want to, you know, but once you use it a couple times, it gets easier to pop on and off. It doesn't mean it's going to start leaking, but it's easier to do. Kind of wears itself in. So, vapor generation. Alright, what's the vapor like? Alright, you'll notice that was one single drag. Okay, on the 510, I noticed I had to take kind of like a warm-up puff, you know, kind of like one of those. On this, you don't have to. Okay, let me take a 2-second drag off of this and show you. This thing smokes like a real cigarette. I mean, the airflow is spectacular. The vapor generation is incredible. You don't have to worry about double hits, no burnt polyfill, no burnt tea bags. You know, because all you people who use the tea bag mod know very well that if this thing runs out of juice, you're going to burn that tea bag up, and next thing you know, you have this really nasty taste coming through your atomizer, and you got to clean it. This will that will never happen with this. This basically allows juice only to go onto the atomizer, and there's nothing else touching the atomizer. Spectacular vapor generation, nice throat hit. Sometimes the throat hit is so hard it makes me cough, but yeah, the throat hit is incredible. And again, like I said in my other videos, that depends a lot on your mix and what you mix it with, whether it be Bacardi 151 or rum or vodka or whatever have you. That will make the hit, the throat hit, stronger or weaker. That was a double hit. As you can see, the vapor is just incredible. The taste, well, it's spectacular. All you taste is plain old liquid. You don't taste anything else. There's nothing else in here that will, you know, burn up or leak. Leaking basically is a thing of the past. However, you still may get the bubbly, poppy sound if you suck too hard, okay, on these tanks. You'll get too much juice down in the atomizer, and the same thing applies. You just blow on the battery end and then take a paper towel or a tissue, I like to use tissue, and just put it in there, rub it around a little bit and pull it back out, put it back together, and you're good to go. No more problems. Yeah, vapor generation is just incredible. The only downside I see to this is that cleaning may be kind of strange to you or new, because with this one you just throw the atomizer in there and you know, you throw the atomizer in water and you clean it. And this, the same exact thing. Just throw this thing in hot water, let it sit for 10 minutes, pull it out, blow on the end, let it sit, battery side up, and just let it sit for 12 hours. It's the same thing. VG juice and PG dissolve very well in water, hot water, so you don't have to worry about cleaning it or what you need to clean it. This is basically like dripping, only better, because I can fill my tank up, which by the way holds this tank holds about 10 drops. For me, I usually smoke the equivalent of about half of this tank per session, so I can get 2 sessions from each tank. But the only thing you have to carry around with you is your battery, your atomizer and tank, and a bottle of your juice. Stick that in your pocket, you're good to go. This thing is incredible. The taste is clean, amazing, and the throat hit is awesome. This is a must-have. Well, all I can say is, in review, get this product. Order it from .com right now. You need to have one of these. You will definitely be very pleased with it. Thanks again, guys.